Okay, our next panel discussion will be the economic benefits of development. It's the intrinsic and extrinsic value of private development on Oklahoma lakes. And as our panelists are kind of making their way up here to the table, I want to remind you all as well, hold that microphone right here by your chin so everybody back in the back can hear. And, excuse me. And as soon as we get started, introduce yourself, and we'll save a little bit of time doing that. Tell us who you're with and what organization you represent. So the first question is, what value, in your opinion, what value does private investment in lake development have in your community? What value? Whether that be monetary, whether it be recreational, quality of life, as was just mentioned, that type of thing.
Well, first off, my name is Tyler Buttram. I'm the mayor of Manford. The easy answer to that question is all the above. It provides the citizens and visitors of Manford all three of those. Whenever Ron came to Manford and built Cross Timbers, or the harbor on Keystone, it was the first big turnaround for the city of Manford. He was kind of the first big domino to drop, the catalyst that has helped put us in the position of where we are today. He'd built his restaurant, he'd built the marina, the courtesy dock, a new courtesy dock for the city. He built a fishing dock. I mean, all of that adds to the quality of life and allows the city to capitalize on that. So it helped with our development out west of town. Proud to say we have one of the largest business developers in Manford. One of the newest, largest developers in Manford is Susan. She's with us, her and her family. Susan Phelps, who built the grocery store, which was the anchor store that helped grow an 89-acre development. But that all started, with Ron's development, kind of got things kick-started. So the development itself helped sell out an entire subdivision that had sat stagnant for years. Obviously, it was a large increase. It helped, on the city side with a sales tax increase. It obviously helped with the property tax increase for the county. The schools benefited from it. So these public-private partnerships are bigger than just the individual themselves that's coming in to develop. So many people reap the rewards for what is being done by that private investment, and none of that would have been possible without the public-private partnership. Excuse me, I'll get it out.
So I'm Dan Yancey. I'm the city manager of the city of Skytook, and I want to echo what Tyler says, is that it's huge for Skytook. The lake, without Skytook Lake, Skytook would not be the same. It certainly has added a huge asset, and most of you may not know, but Skytook is not that old. It was built in the 80s, and for a long time, Skytook Lake had one marina that operated until Ron Howe come along. Ron introduced a master plan to put in a golf course, cottages, marina, just a host of issues. And Ron has fulfilled most of that. Some of that is not coming to fruition because of maybe the need for mainly talking about the golf course. But if you look, there's several $100 million worth of investment that's around Skytook. And while the city of Skytook is not in, or the Skytook Lake is not in city of limits of Skytook, it adds to the school district. It does add to the economic development, as a lot of people visit Skytook either from Tulsa, from the west, from the east, from the north during the summertime, and add sales tax dollars to Skytook. So it's one of our signature, it's a brand for us to have the lake and to have the developments. In Skytook, we try to run the city like a business, if you will. I know that's kind of hard to believe, and government might do that, but actually it pays to do that. When I was listening to the director of parks for the state of Oklahoma speak earlier, The only way that you can reinvest back into the parks, in their case, or into the Skytook, or into the lake, is you have to have some type of revenue source that allows you to do that. You can't just charge for simply the services. You have to be able to charge and then have the money also to reinvest back into it. And for us, every time a home is built, it adds sales tax, it adds property tax to the surrounding area. It means one more person is spending money in the city limits. There's a host of issues, and we rely on those revenue sources to support our police and our fire and sheriff's office, a host of services. So if we could ever convince the federal government to run like a business instead of being $21 trillion in debt, we probably would have a better response when it comes to dealing with some of the agencies as well.
Hi, I'm Gerald Howery with the City of Manford, city manager, and the private partner relationship is probably one of the most important things that I can say for Manford, because this flood over the last summer probably was a blessing for me, not for our city or our area, but it taught me just how important our tourism was for Manford. We lost probably $50,000 in sales tax in a tiny community like Manford. That's huge. Everybody wants to know how the streets get paved or how you do anything else. Manford is fortunate to have probably some of the lowest utility rates around. Cities have to find a way to make city government work and provide what citizens want. And having the tourism, which produces sales tax, is just huge. The other thing, every business is having trouble right now finding employees. One of the things that you're looking at is quality of life. It's not, wage is very, very important, but quality of life is the other thing. And people want to live somewhere that they're proud of and where they can relax. And Manford's logo is where we work, live, and play. That pretty much sums it up with a private partnership. Thank you.
I'm Leon Warner. I'm the County Commissioner, District 2 in Creek County, which includes the Manford area. For the county, growth, public partner development actually brings, obviously it's important for reasons that were discussed here for sales taxes, but it's also important for ad valorem taxes for the county. The county operates on ad valorem taxes primarily for the schools. About 85% of the ad valorem taxes go to schools and VOTEC, so it's very important for that. And so when you see new growth, obviously it brings more businesses and more people, and all of that eventually converts into more structures and so forth that add ad valorem to the county. So it's very important, and we're happy to be a part of it and helping where we can with those partnerships.
Leon and I came in at the same time. I'm Kevin Paisley, and this is my lake, as I so happily am. It's been a great asset to the county. As some of you don't know, that county government has been in private-public partnerships for years. These housing additions, you see a lot of them, the people, your taxpayers who pay a high rate of taxes, property taxes, and you know what I mean, they invest with the county as well. So they give money from the HOAs to be a part, to get better roads and bridges and crossings and things, and we happily agree. We partner with them. So this deal is not a new deal to us. It's been going on for years. Again, I'm in my first term. I communication teamwork. I'm working with the city of Skytook, the town of Sperry. They're in my district here. I have a small district, but I have a lot of people in it. I take care of 180 road miles. Most of them are blacktop. They're very expensive to fix. If you have any damage to your vehicle on the way out here, I'm sorry. But but we also, in small business, You know, I've often thought my father's here today, and he's given all his life to this county. We moved a lot of houses out of this lake bottom years ago, and I didn't understand it as a young man because I saw his vision, but I didn't know. But he took advantage. There's houses all over the area that have been moved out of this lake area. So we have a big investment. I've been a small businessman here. I love serving the city, the county, the city. And my dad taught me great values and being a servant and having a servant spirit. So that's where I am. On the local level of the county, we have great tourism. We have Kelly Bland. She's a big part of what we do. We've brought her in on our tourism. So in Osage County, we're moving forward. Our old courthouse may be behind the times, but we have people with new vision and are really interested in doing what's best for our county. My only two things I would say is dream big. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think that's part of what this whole event is about, is dreaming big, and let's see how we can make some of these things happen. And if you were like my sons at that age, you didn't appreciate what your dad was doing because he was just making you work at that time, right? Then you get older and you realize how smart your folks are. Thank you all very much on this panel. I'm sorry we kind of abbreviated. We had a couple more questions, but we're going to try to keep things on schedule.